Yes, at 5:05 this morning, we received a call for a structure fire up here at the McKenzie River Ranger District. Upon our first arrival, we had heavy flames showing from the approaching side of the large fire cache building, which houses multiple pieces of equipment and apparatus and tools for the McKenzie Ranger District. Upon arrival, there was extreme amount of flames, and we went into a defensive tactic. At that time, we realized that there were multiple vehicles, Forest Service vehicles on fire as well, and we needed to work hard on getting all of any vehicle that we could away from the fire as quickly as possible. As well, the incident commander on scene requested as many tenders as we could get throughout the county. Over 8 tenders responded from multiple districts across the county to help support us. This building is quite large, and it houses a lot of different things. Currently at this time we have 5 vehicles that were burned and 3 fire engines as well.
And do we have a cause yet, or is that what's the cause?
No cause determined yet. The fire is still active at this time and will be active for the next 6 hours.
Okay, and you trucked in a lot of water, a lot of tenders. That was the biggest challenge, right?
It's the biggest challenge in this is that we needed to keep it cool so that it didn't spread to wildland. We did have Oregon Department of Forestry help us with our wildland threat, but we were able to keep that at bay the best we could.
And I was just about to ask that, the wildland threat, it didn't get out of control. You controlled it to the structure, right?
Yeah, we did control it to the structure. It didn't go to any other structures. The structure is over 200 feet long and roughly about 60 feet wide. So it's a big structure and produced a lot of smoke and a lot of, was very complicated to fight.
Multiple fire vehicles, John Mayer is asking, are they a loss? What's the impact of those vehicles?
Sure. Yes, the 3 fire vehicles that were in the building are a total loss, as well as the 4 or 5 pickups on the outside are a total loss. We were able to save several engines that were parked out front of the building and get them moved before the fire was too large. We are working with the Forest Service to make sure we get some vehicles moved up here to protect the community and that there's no loss in service. When we first arrived on scene, we had a heavy fire coming from what we call the fire room cache. It's where all the Forest Service fire vehicles are stored, and the crews have all their pumps and hoses and all of that stuff. It was also burning into the back of the vehicles, and at that time our priority was extension and what are we going to do to try to stop less Forest Service vehicles from being burned.
How did you attack the fire, Chief?
We attacked it from the front with multiple different engines, trying to control it, trying to get it from going around, and our biggest concern was wildfire threat, and we had multiple ODF engines respond to help with that.
When you got on scene and you knew you had a working fire, how many tenders did you have, and how many tenders did you ask for? Because you got a lot of them up here quickly.
Yeah. With the initial call out, we asked for 3 tenders to respond from multiple agencies across the Lane County. I believe we had 9 tenders in total respond to the call. We only have 1 tender in our district, but multiple fire trucks that responded from our district.
So when you got on scene and you only have 1 tender and a little multiple fire trucks, you knew you've got to go ahead and get more additional resources. Were those resources very helpful to you today?
Extremely. We can't fight fires like these without multiple agencies. There's not enough manpower, there's not enough people, and not enough trucks to be able to supply the amount of water that we need for a fire like this.
What departments did you have up here, Chief?
We have Lane Fire Authority, we had Coburg, Mohawk Valley, Dexter, Lowell, and Pleasant Hill Goshen all respond.
Any injuries to anybody or anything?
No injuries to any person. We currently have 5 Forest Service vehicles that were burned and 3 fire engines.
That's a total of 8?
8 vehicles total.
And what else was in the structure, sir?
In the structure was fire caches, workout rooms, training rooms, and a bunch of other places.
For the layman term, for the people at home, what's a fire cache?
It's where we store all our fire tools, all of our hoses, and this would be the Forest Service hoses, all of the drop tanks, basically all the materials that we need to when there's a active fire out here.
What was the biggest challenge of making sure that you contained this fire to that building?
The biggest challenge is water. We needed a lot of water. I don't know how many tenders we're at right now as one pulls in right now, but we've dumped a lot of water on this job.
Where have you been getting the water, sir?
We have a large hydrant at our station from a well, and we have multiple other hydrants up and down this valley that we use to pull water from.
Were there hydrants at this location that you utilized?
There was one hydrant on this location that we utilized, but it was not enough.
And an estimate on how many gallons of water, millions, thousands?
Definitely several hundred, I would say 100,000 plus.
Firefighters on scene, how many did you have? And that proved to be fruitful, utilizing all those people, right?
Absolutely, I would say we probably had 20 firefighters on scene, and it was very helpful.